What's up, everybody? This is Creative Society, and I'm your host, Mbali. The show is all about the ooze of cool, the defiance of norms, and the audacity of the dope. It is a hub for creating and sharing content for creatives by creatives. It's about the game changers, the head honchos, and the torchbearers creating an authentic narrative in their respective fields. That's right, man. Just let it go. Grab a drink, kick up your feet, and just own your dope. A very warm welcome to the very first episode. I'm so excited to finally share some really cool stuff with you. We're going to be talking and highlighting some noteworthy people or even places, talk about music and some dope things to check out. So if you're a good vibe seeker, a crate digger, or even just a fan of the street culture, this is definitely the show for you. So thank you for tuning in, because we are about to get into it. Today we're putting a spotlight on a really cool DJ who just recently won a DJ showdown for the running of the Miller Boiler Room headliner competition. It actually took place on Friday the 13th at Hearty Collective down in Cape Town. You're probably wondering, who am I talking about? Well, I am talking about the cool, the sexy, the dope Coco Brown. Sorry, man. I just had to, you know what I mean? I just had to. But yeah, man, let's get into it. She actually opened up for the multi-talented platinum-selling artist / producer, Zex Bantwini. I mean, what a wow. What a... Come on. You can't hate, you know what I mean? So a big congratulations to you, mama. And if you are listening to this, it actually means you have probably read the article on our site, www.creativesocietyhub.com. And you can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you haven't read it, man, go check it out. It's really dope. It's really dope, okay? Thank you so much for those who have. A shout out to you. So as promised, we did have the privilege to actually have a sit down and chat to Coco Brown. And it was a really cool hangout, you know what I mean? She's a cool chick. And this is how the interview went. We just wanted to say a big thank you to Coco for taking the time to actually hang out with us. Please tell our audience, who is Coco Brown?
Okay, so who is Coco Brown? Coco Brown is a DJ, hip-hop DJ from Johannesburg. I have been playing for 7 years now. That is actually so wild to even say out loud. Jeez. I've been playing for 7 years. I went to Fuse Academy, which was DJs into school. And then I was also part of a DJ duo called the Brownies for 4 years.
Damn.
Until I decided to part ways and create, what is now Coco Brown. So yeah, that's who Coco Brown is.
Wow, thank God for you leaving the Brownies. Interesting. On that note, please tell us some 5 fun facts about who Coco Brown is.
5 facts about me. I am a huge dog lover. Never been without a dog in my entire existence. I don't know what life is like without a dog. I don't know what it's like to not have a dog. Number two, I am very, very huge on spirituality. Ever since I was, I think, in high school, and I'm not talking about like religion or whatever, I'm just huge on the universe and manifesting and our purpose. I have books on that. I've read books on it. And now my new interest is actually African spirituality. So who our ancestors are, where we come from, what it means, you know. Number three, obviously, I'm a huge music lover. Yeah, there's literally nothing I don't listen to, and this I think was influenced by my family.
Yeah,
my dad was a avid collector
of music, right? Yeah, totally. Yeah, makes sense.
Number four, I was a model. Professional model. Well, I tried to be a professional model, but I was a model before I got into the entertainment space. This is high school into varsity. Varsity 2010, 2011.
All right. Yeah.
The last one, I almost became a psychologist. In fact, I was sure I was going to become a psychologist because I went to UJ, studied psychology, and then my plan was to graduate and then do my honors, you know what I mean? Like have a practice, you know? Yeah, guys, we have our plans, but God also has his. So literally I did my third year, and as I was supposed to do my final year, we had financial problems at home because also this was just after my dad passed away, and I was unable to finish my degree. But then I went and I started working in HR for many years. And then through working in HR, then my love for music came, and then I started to I went back to doing media. Enrolling for my media degree, and so now I'm a full-time media enthusiast, if there's such a thing. Still studying. I'm actually graduating at the end of this year, by God, and then obviously doing the DJing thing full time.
Dope stuff, man. We do definitely hope that you do graduate. I would also like to know, what does a typical day look like for Coco?
It depends. My weekends are obviously really packed, so but during the week, I'll wake up and I'll work out. Feed my dogs,
of course,
and then I'll go through like what I need to go through where admin is related.
All right.
If I need to catch up with management, that's what I'll do. And then after that, I'll have a few hours where I'm doing schoolwork. And then after that, I always try to put in maybe an hour or two with my music, obviously, because practice makes perfect. So, and then after that, the day isn't long, but weekends are typically very busy.
All right.
My afternoons will be mostly with family.
Yeah.
And then the evenings are with gigs, you know, depending on how busy it is. And it'll be just a gig, then come back home. Otherwise, I'll be club hopping because I'll be booked at more than one gig. And then back home, usually in the wee hours of the morning, obviously like a normal DJ does. So, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty hectic, bro. Pretty hectic. Tell us about the thought process when you found out when you're in the running.
Woo! My thought process when I found out I'm in the running for the Boiler Room gig. So I was on Twitter, and I saw an ad by Miller that said, looking for DJs. If you think you have what it takes, slide into her DMs with a link of yours, right?
Yeah.
And initially I bookmarked that, and I was like, yo, flip, this is a competition by Miller. Like, what am I going to send them, you know? But luckily for me, obviously, I've dropped some mixes.
Of course,
and, a variety of them as well.
Oh, dope.
So I went and I listened to like some of my mixes to kind of figure out which one I thought would represent me best, you know?
Dope.
A few days later, probably 3 days later,
okay,
I get a DM. It's from Miller, and they're like, yo, fam, you're in the running.
What?
You know? Literally, this happened so quickly. I was so shocked. Like, I was like, no, man, this can't be it.
Yeah.
Am I being scammed, guys? Like, what's happening? Thing. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I remember I was at Maggie's house. My phone is like blowing off, and I don't understand what the fuck is going on. Eventually, I log on to Twitter and I see that they've announced the top 6. Right?
What?
And my name is like the
Wild.
first one there. I'm like, wait, what? I look at the notification and it says, you've got 24 hours
Yeah.
to ask your people to vote for you. Ask them to mention you in this post, to share your post, just like, create a buzz for you.
Damn.
So at that point, I'm like panicking. I'm like, what the fuck? Do I even have enough time? Right? So that's what I did. I reached out to some of my friends, like, guys, I need you, bro. This is what's happening.
Yeah.
We've only got 24 hours, my niggas. Come through for me. The next day, they announced, and I was part of the top 3.
Yeah.
And it was a fucking amazing, dude. I can't even tell you, I can't even tell you. It's almost been like very life-changing for me because it always reminds you, like things like these and moments like these always remind you of where you come from,
Yeah.
So it's been incredibly sentimental for me, I'll tell you that much.
Oh man, so amazing. It actually sounds like something out of a movie. So cool. Tell us about the moment when they announced your victory, actually.
So I'm now fast forward at the finale, right?
Yeah.
'Cause there's now 3 of us. Flew down to Cape Town. Everything was great, right? The Airbnb that they had booked for me, like there was like a mess up somehow with it. So they were still trying to get me accommodation. They're still trying to get me accommodation, but that was it. That was fine because at least we got to see the setup and how it was, I think that makes a great difference when you're playing because you kind of know the space in which you're going to be at.
Yeah.
And that prepares you mentally as to where the crowd is going to be versus where you're going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I could imagine.
So anyway, fast forward, fine. Eventually went to our apartments, came back. And the girl that I was with, Mam Thag, she's also, all 3 girls are from Joburg, but Mam Thag is also, she's the one that I caught the flight with.
Okay.
And she played first, and she played like the most amazing tech house, Girl, Lotus May came after her, and then I played after, and I was the only hip-hop DJ of the 3 girls.
What?
And then I played, and I was so surprised that the crowd stayed on the dance floor literally the entire time, you know?
Wow.
They judged on so many things, their creativity, obviously the mixing, the reading the crowd, the technical side of things. There were a lot of things that came into play.
Dang.
And so there was no way that I could have known for sure. But let me tell you, when they finally, because what they did, they got the crowd to vote.
Oh my word.
And it was like, Coco Brown. And the crowd went insane. And I couldn't believe it, dude. I couldn't believe it. Like, I think a part of me right now still doesn't believe it because, like, I think in my career, I've had to endure so much pain, through breaking up with my former partner. Like, there's just been a lot of unfortunate moments that I've had to enjoy in my career. So this really felt like a validation of some sort, an affirmation for me that I'm on the right path. And also the 3 years that I've been working on my own haven't been in vain, So it was really so real, man. Like, I wish I could bottle that feeling. I'm actually even getting emotional now thinking about it. But it was incredibly dope, dude. Incredibly dope. Ooh. Yeah, it was dope. I'm going to remember that moment for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. I mean, you actually opened up for Zakes Bantwini, bro. It must have been so surreal. Tell us how that actually made you feel.
It's I can't believe it, because this is also like a moment that I've prayed for a very long time. And now getting booked out of my city, to come play because people think that I'm that dope is fucking amazing, dude. And so I don't take this for granted, but also I can't wait to represent hip hop and to represent South Africa in the Boiler Room stage. And very excited and I feel incredibly honored and so blessed. And obviously I'll be sharing the link once that's done, so everyone else that wasn't there will be able to see how it went.
Dope. See what happens when you are just persistent about your dreams, man. From, leaving the duo, the Brownies, to going through a whole lot of stuff, COVID at some stage, and she was like, you know what, I'm still gonna own my dope. I'm still gonna go for my dreams, and that's exactly what happens. Amazing stuff, man. That was Coco Brown, ladies and gentlemen. If you actually want to hear more from Coco Brown, she has some really dope mixes on Mixcloud. You just gotta search Coco Brown. Otherwise, you can follow her on all socials to check what else she's getting up to. It is Coco Brown ZA. We have unfortunately come to the end of the first episode. It has been an absolute pleasure and really cool hanging out with you. We should definitely do this again soon. On the next episode, we will be hanging out with the man behind PAD. It stands for Physical Art Dress. If you don't know who this is, check out our next blog and, of course, the podcast as we get to unpack and highlight some really cool people doing some really cool stuff and obviously owning their dope. Don't forget to share some love, like, follow, and comment. Your time is always appreciated. It is the Creative Society. You know what it is. Follow us on Instagram. It is creativesociety.cs on Instagram. And we are creative without the E, SCTY on Twitter. And if you have anything or anyone that you think you would like us to highlight, please send us an email at creativesocietydigital@gmail.com. It is your Maven Mbali signing out. Remember, never ever stop creating because genius is rare. A good one to you.